What is literacy and numeracy integration? Literacy starts by focusing on the individual needs of the learner by establishing their competency level in communicating with words through listening, speaking, reading, writing, and their use of numbers. This analysis is carried out by our team member, our literacy numeracy tutor. Literacy is then learned and developed by particularly embedding it as a natural element throughout our core subjects. However, individual needs will vary and may require specific targeted inputs. It is more than just the technical skills of communication, it is about the personal development, self-esteem, and confidence. Why integrate literacy and numeracy? To develop the learner as a full person, improve their social and personal development, to help them learn skills and be self-empowered, motivate the learner to become self-motivated, improve further educational prospects, improve employment prospects, improve retention rates, and to help them communicate. Some negative effects of poor literacy: stunted growth, sense of failure, poor self-image esteem, limited educational and employment prospects, avoidance of company. So how do we integrate literacy and numeracy? By implementing NALA guidelines, having a policy and a plan, a strategic plan implemented through an annual business plan, a vision and an agreed mission statement, clear objectives, planned actions, time-bound targets, measured outcomes. Review and evaluate to ascertain if any adjustments need to be made. Through learners seeing good examples of cooperative teamwork between staff and literacy numeracy tutor. Learners experiencing literacy and numeracy as relevant to their course modules, interests and goals. How do we lead the integration of literacy and numeracy? By planning what needs to be done, set the vision and the mission. Organising through team meetings, clarify everyone's role, who does what, why, where and when. Controlling, review, evaluate, upskill when necessary, measuring outcomes in an agreed timeframe. Leading through delegation, through adjusting the plan when needed. Motivating, through reinforcing and encouraging the team. Put training and supports in place, from access through to progression. All of our instructors are committed to the task, having qualified with their Integrating Literacy certification. Embedding integrating literacy into their modules, and having various supports in place which we will show in this video. From a clear understanding of the task, from meetings with the literacy numeracy tutor and the instructor's plan on how we meet the learner's needs.
My name is Fergal Kaur. I'm Retail Skills Instructor in Dublin South East Community Training Centre. The major award is Retail Skills and it consists of 8 minor modules. The 8 modules that we're currently doing are retail sales techniques, customer service, work experience, personal effectiveness, workplace safety. We also do maths and communications. Try to integrate literacy as much as we can into the program, right? And one of the ways we do this is through a game here where we have the visual element and the kinesthetic element of using the game. I mean, they actually touch and feel, you know, the markers as they move along. There's a lot of colour involved. Each colour represents a particular aspect of the communication element of the module. And, you know, it just makes it visually interesting and a little more, I suppose, enjoyable. But you know, I think it's very important that we have that kinesthetic element where, you know, they're actually involved and they're touching, they're feeling, they pick up cards, they're reading. So it brings it all, the spelling, the reading, the writing element all involved. And as well as that, we have a word wall here they use and a glossary of terms and use it from the point of view of covering a module. You know, so that would be generally in a nutshell what it's about.
My name is Adrian, I'm the Literacy and Numeracy teacher in the Centre, and this is the Literacy and Numeracy room. And I'm just going to explain today what we have in this room to help our learners. This helps trainees with their communications and writing letters. We've got a formal letter and an informal letter. We also have a laminated sheet with the buttons highlighted with various examples underneath, and this helps trainees answering more complex questions. When trainees start, they are given a blank laminate sheets like this, and they can actually fill in the examples, and they can keep this in their maths folder, and they often refer to this when they're want to just quickly revise over certain buttons on the calculator. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about a couple of courses that we have over here. We have a fractions and decimals and percentage poster, which is very visual, and it allows the trainees to compare the fractions, decimals and percentage. We also have a basic punctuation poster here, just in case trainees may need to have a look at this poster while they're working. We have a multiplication chart over here, maybe just to check their multiplication. So I'm now going to move over to this side of the room. Just want to show you that we have a number line, which is very, very useful from a teaching perspective, and it's great because trainees can come up and they can actually move their finger over and back depending on the question that they're doing. We also have just various pictures of shapes in everyday life. What's next? Yep, 2 goes into 4 2 times. So 2, and what comes after that? 1. 2 bracket 1, so we cannot forget the brackets, alright? Okay, so we're just going to continue on.
Okay, so this is the kinesthetic tool that we use to help engage learners when new words are trying to associate with the skeleton in particular, let's say. These words are what they would currently know about, the hip bone, the forearm, the shin bone, the thigh bone. These are in school what they would learn every day or hear most of the time if they were to break it or hurt it or know anything about it. However, by the end of the course, because it is a health and fitness, we would like them to know the anatomical names for them, which would be the hip bone would be pelvis, the shin bone would be tibia, the thigh bone would be femur. So all in all, this is what we're trying to allow them to know well. So we can also remove it from the board and leave them with the easier words, and then as a kinesthetic tool they can actually come and put the well, that's the same word, the tougher words next to it, so that it can settle in their head. Okay. Another thing we do is we use the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so for them to be able to complete a program they have to know what muscles they're exercising. How we do that then is we physically go to the gym and use each particular machine, but using this kinesthetic tool I want them to know the machine they're working on by name. I want them then to know what muscle groups they're actually working, so we have pictures of each one to be able to indicate. If I do the leg press machine, which is the name here associated with this picture, I'm going to use the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings, and secondary muscles being quad or calf muscles. So for them to be able to learn it, they will learn the lay terms, which would be just leg press muscles, and eventually then I want them to know that they use the hamstrings, the quads, the glutes. Okay, calf muscles is a nicer way that they would already know about. However, when they move up a level, I want them to know that it's gastrocnemius, which is another anatomical word. So lads, using this kinesthetic tool here behind me, what do you find easier?
The highlighted muscles, because the different shades for like primary and secondary, so you can tell the difference easy, and you mark the primary ones first, then you put the secondary ones like in a list after. And it's good when they're linked up with the exercise, so you can remember in your head like what exercise looks like what.
By using this type of tool, it makes the theory become a practical exercise, which in light of most of the learners that come through the centre, a much easier way to grasp things and to understand and remember.